I'm trying to find the control board my HVAC system.
Are you an HVAC professional?
No.
Do you plan on doing the work yourself?
Yes.
Hi, what is the model and serial number of your equipment?
We have a Peerless steam boiler, Series 61, I believe. We also have a central AC unit, Trane, I think, but I can double check if you need it, and they're both controlled by a Honeywell thermostat.
From what I can see in the service guide, there are a lot of different variables for that series. Why do you need to find the control board? I do not see a control board other than the ignition control. Your thermostat should tell system to start the blower and then send a signal to the outdoor unit to start up. Here is a link to the wiring diagrams. Let me know if this helps. http://www.peerlessboilers.com/desktop modules/bring2mind/dmx/download.asks. Entry it equals 82 and portal it equals 0 and download method equals attachment. What is the issue you are experiencing? Is it with the boiler or the AC?
I'm installing a newer thermostat, and it looks like it needs power, the C wire at the thermostat. Since I don't have one currently, the current thermostat is battery powered. They provided a converter that I can plug in to get the power to the thermostat, but it's expecting to be installed in line at the control board. So, is it possible I don't have the proper setup to install this? Is it possibly something an electrician can do for me, then?
Well, you're heating with steam, right? So somewhere in your home is system for the AC. You would probably need to pull common from there. What is the model of your Trane system? I am sure we can find the common you should use. Also, what thermostat are you installing?
I'm trying to install the ecobee3 thermostat, https://www.ecobee.com. There's no C wire at the thermostat, so I was following the instructions for installing the power extender kit they included. Not sure if I'm looking at the right unit for what you asked, but I went to the big AC unit in the attic, and the model number is if that's totally the wrong thing, though let me know, and I'll take another look.
That's correct, just give me a moment, I am pulling the information on that air handler up. There isn't going to be an actual control board. That is an older air handler. If you pull the blower door off, there will be a box in there which contains a transformer, a fuse, and a relay. They run 24V hot from the transformer to a terminal strip at the R terminal. Common is run to the B terminal. Then your AC has two wires coming into the air handler from the outdoor unit. One wires to the Y terminal and the other to the B terminal. On your current thermostat it would wire like this: R from the stat to R at the air handler, G from the stat to G on the air handler, and Y to Y. Typically you would wire C from the stat to B on the air handler. Do you have enough conductors available to simply add common? What does the ecobee instructions tell you to do with the device exactly? We may still be able to do that with the older conventional control system in the air handler. Thank you. It may be wire leads instead of a terminal strip, but they typically had a terminal strip in those air handlers.
The PEC that comes with the ecobee has two ends. You disconnect the R, G, Y, and W wires that would be going to the thermostat from the control board, that I don't have, and plug them into this box. Then, the box has 5 wires coming out, R, C, G, W, and Y. You plug those 5 wires into the control board where you just disconnected the original 4, and then the thermostat will get the power it needs, somehow, from the 4 wires that are already part of your system. I don't know how it does that, unfortunately. I don't know if any of this would explain the PEC better. https:/www.ecobe.com/facts/ecobe3/guides.
I have used a similar device with Ventstar thermostats. However, I have not used it in a circumstance where you have an air handler and a boiler. Go to your air handler and wire it just as it says, disregarding the fact there is no physical control board. To me, it would appear it's not actually relevant that there is no control board. It would seem that it is pulling power simply from the controls in the equipment, in this case, an actual transformer. I have read the instructions with similar devices and I have not found a clear explanation yet of how it creates a common. But I would try wiring it just as you would with a control board, except using your existing terminal strip at your air handler, and try that and let me know how it does. Thanks.
Okay, I'll give that a shot. Thanks. Fortunately, I think I may just need to have someone come and help me install this. The wiring is a little confusing to me. Thanks for your help.
It is color for color. For example, R is referring to red, etc. But if you prefer someone to come help, I understand. If you prefer to continue, we can. Entirely up to you. Please remember to rate me, otherwise I am not compensated for my time. Thank you.
Well, I don't mean to take up too much of your time. What confuses me is that I don't seem to have the colors I need. This spec thing is expecting R, G, Y, and W from the stat and all those plus a C at the unit. I see red and green wires. But then, there's a blue connected to a black and also a white connected to a black. That and I don't see a fit at all. Is it possible I'm one short because it's expecting the heat to be terminated at a control board? And even if so, I'm not sure how to match the non-red/green ones. Oh, and I'll certainly rate you. You've been extremely helpful to this lost soul. Smile.
Blue is C. It is possible you are one short. I would have thought they tied the heating control directly to the thermostat. However, they may have tied it into the white wire at the air handler. You have a white tied into that blue because that is probably the common wire for your outdoor unit.
Red is R, green is G, blue is C. What about W and Y? The thin wires coming from the left of my picture, are they the ones from the stat? So, maybe that's the W. And then ignore the Y. Or is the lack of a Y indicative that this may not work?
It is hard for me to tell from the pictures. You have something that is acting as Y. What color wire did they have Y wired to on the existing thermostat? Y is compressor control, G is blower, R is 24 volts hot, C is common, W is heating.
Sorry for the bad pictures. The AC unit in the attic is in a terrible place, so it was hard to take them. The current thermostat has 5 wires, a blue going to RC, a red going to R, a yellow going to Y, a white going to W, a green going to G. I imagine some of those go to the boiler for heat? Or perhaps I didn't look in the right place for it.
You have power coming from 2 different sources. You may have to get someone on site to figure out how you could wire it.
Okay. Thanks again for your help. Just to update you, I had an HVAC tech out and he tried some things, but it seems I'm just going to have to run a C wire to the thermostat. So, that's how that turned out. Thanks again for your help.
Thank you for the update. I wasn't sure if we could find a way to make it work with 2 power sources or not. Now, we know. Thanks for the info.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/YTHI.